Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Today I'm going to show you how to do this really fun, I'm not even sure what to call this. It's a gatefold card, but it has this extra flap on the front, which is really cool. I just think it's a really neat card. So this is made with the new Zinnia set. I believe it's called Flowering Zinnias. And this one is made with the daisy set from last year's catalog in the daisy paper. So I'm going to show you how to put all this together and show you the dimensions for everything. A card base of 8.5 by 5.5. And we are going to score that card base at 1 inch and 2 1/8 inch on each side. So we're going to do that twice. And again, 1 inch. And 2 1/8. Okay, I think that's all I need to do for scoring. We'll put that over there. Okay, so now we're going to fold this back. So if you were to fold this like this is a gatefold card. And what we're going to do is just fold this one piece back a little bit. So this is going to be just a little bit narrower than this piece because this is 2 1/8. But this is going to give you a normal card size. I did make this card last night and I scored it at 1 inch and 2 inches, and then the whole card came out 1/4 inch wider than a typical card, so it came out to 4.5 by 5.5. So if you do the 2 1/8, then it comes out like this. This is actually a pretty quick and easy card. You need a piece of white for the center of the card that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we're going to attach that to the center. Okay, and then you need a piece of designer paper for the side that is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And you can either put this over the whole thing. You could cut this into 2 different pieces if you wanted to, but then you kind of lose the design a little bit. So I just put it over the fold and then folded and creased the designer paper. So you want 2 pieces of that. So that is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to attach that to each side. I love this Moody Mauve in this pretty daisy set. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing over here. Do I have that going the right way? I think it goes this way. Yeah, it goes that way. Okay. Okay. There we go. To bend this back, and I'm going to use my bone folder to really crease that. You could cut that into 2 pieces if you wanted to. It's just a preference thing. It's, whichever way you'd like to go. Okay, so there is our card base. And now what we're going to do is attach a piece to the front that becomes that flap that folds over. Okay? So what I did on mine, and you don't necessarily have to do this, is I took the piece of designer paper, but I felt that the wheat on wheat is not enough of a contrast. So I did put a very thin layer. I cut this just a little bit smaller, and I put a very narrow layer of white, basic white, on there so that the daisies would pop. And the reason why I chose the wild wheat is that it's also in this paper, in the mauve paper, and I just thought that that was pretty. It kind of coordinates. And I have to admit that wild wheat is not my favorite color, but it does go nicely with mauve paper. Depends upon how it's like anything. It depends upon how it's used. So, okay. So there is our layer. And now what I'm going to do is attach this here. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to attach this here so that it fits like so. And it should layer against this as well. So it will look like this when it's all done. Okay, so since we're putting it here, we only want to put glue on this first 1.5 inches or so. So I'm going to use my seal and just go down, a couple of runs here. But you don't want to be too wide. Okay, so this is just going to go on here. There we go. Okay, there we go. So there is the front of our card. So now we would just decorate our card. I'm going to add a pretty daisy here. And I'll add another and another here. And so I'm going to put those on dimensionals so that they pop up. Okay, and we'll take the backings off. Oops. Okay, and I want to put the larger one on first. And I think I want to do this like this. Put this on next. Kind of under. And then this one, I want to also, I also just want to trim this extra little piece off right here. There we go. Okay, and we'll put that there. And then you can put a message down here if you wanted to, or you can put one on the inside. So this is now what the inside of the card looks like. So we have our daisies on the sides. Daisies. And I'm going to also put this, I'm going to put this down here. And then I want to stamp the message. Okay, this is, your friendship means everything. So I want to put that in the center. And here is my Moody Mauve pink. So I'm going to put that there, like so. There we go. Okay, and now let's do some embellishments. It definitely goes with the sweet since it's got the yellow. The yellow, there's a lot of blue in the sweet. I'm not using the blue here, but there's a lot of blue in the sweet. So, okay, let's add some centers to these little flowers here. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to put some centers in. Okay, and then you can also add, so I'm going to take some of these brown ones, I'm going to take the medium, and I'm just going to randomly add to add a little bit of bling. It kind of draws your eye to the card. There we go. And the key to using Wink of Stella is to squeeze it. In fact, this is a brand new one. I haven't used this one yet, but to squeeze it, and you can see, shake it up, but you can see the liquid coming down on it. Okay, there we go. And since it's a new one, you might get a puddle. So that's why I do this on a scrap. And then I go back and I add that shimmer to it that the Wink of Stella gives you. I think Wink of Stella is one of my favorite pieces. Now, what you do need to be careful of is because that is water-based ink, you do have to kind of clean it off after you use it. But okay, so that is now an active Wink of Stella. That one will work. That one will work very well. So, okay, so there is our fun fold card. So this is one design, and this is the second design. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking this out, and have fun making some of these. Take care.